brain. Why should I learn this? What the purpose of learn this?
الرحمن الرحيم وإن لكم في الأنعام لعبرة نسقيكم
What is this?
The Quran describes not only the development of external form, but emphasizes also the internal stages, the stages inside the embryo of its creation and development, emphasizing major events recognized by contemporary science. Thank you for your attention.
As a scientist, I can only deal with things which I can specifically see. I can understand embryology and developmental biology. I can understand the words that are translated to me from the Quran. As I gave the example before, if I were to transpose myself into that era, knowing what I do today and describing things, I could not describe the things which were described. I see no reason, I see no evidence for the fact to refute the concept that this individual, Muhammad, had to be developing this information from someplace. So I see nothing here in conflict with the concept that divine intervention was involved.
1,400 years ago, when the world was immersed in darkness, the Quran was revealed, which brought light to a beleaguered world. And whereas the earlier books came with many scientific mistakes, due to the hand of man having delved into them, the Quran had none of these contradictions. The world thought there could be no reconciliation between religion and science. But the Quran mentioned many scientific facts in great detail, like how a human being developed in the mother's womb, and described other scientific facts which amaze the world's renowned scientists and scientific community.
The Holy Quran has shown the detailed differential stages of the embryo using accurately minute and descriptive terms that totally comply with the actual developmental stages of the embryo. Allah, the one and only God, said,
وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً فِي قَرَارٍ مَكِينٍ ثُمَّ خَلَقْنَا النُّطْفَةَ عَلَقَةً فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين.
Now, let us take a look at the information within the Quran and compare it to the information from Galenic medicine. Quran 23:13. Then we placed him as a drop of seed in a safe lodging. This shows an early stage of embryonic development where the human is still a seed. Galen says the first, i.e. stage, is that in which is seen in both abortions and dissections. The form of the semen prevails. Quran 23:14. Then we fashioned the dropper clot. Galen continues, now in the case of the semen voided in the 6th day, it becomes filled with blood. The next part of the Quran says, then fashioned we the clot a little lump. Galen goes on to say, after it has been filled with blood, heart, brain and liver are still unarticulated and unshaped. The Quran follows by saying, then fashioned we the little lump bones, then clothed the bones with flesh. Galen immediately goes on to say, after nature has made outlines of all the organs and the substance of the semen is used, thus it caused flesh to grow on and around all the bones. Here we see Galen's writings describe a fetus starting as semen. After 6 days it then fills with blood and the fetus starts to develop various bodily parts, but remains unformed. Then flesh starts to grow on and around the bones before the fetus goes on to become fully formed. So, what is so miraculous about the information in the Quran? Almost identical words were spoken by a man hundreds of years earlier, who didn't need to claim divine intervention for their origin.
He creates you stage by stage in your mother's wombs in threefold darkness. That is God, your Lord. Sovereignty is His. There is no deity but Him. So what has made you deviate? Modern biology has revealed that the embryological development of the baby takes place in the manner revealed in the verse. The expression, a threefold darkness, indicates 3 dark regions involved during the development of the embryo. These are the darkness of the abdomen, the darkness of the womb, and the darkness of the placenta. It is also pointed out in this verse that a human being...
An early ultrasound scan detects something amazing. This is the heartbeat of her 3-week-old embryo. It's a staggering 230 beats per minute. The rate will slow as the embryo develops. By the time the cat is adult, it will beat at about half this speed, a steady 140 beats per minute. At 21 days, our cat is preparing for motherhood. Already she's growing larger nipples. Sometimes she even experiences morning sickness because of hormonal changes, just like human mothers. 3 weeks in, our lion doesn't even look pregnant. In the wild, there would be no way to study how the embryos are developing. But our lion lives in an African reserve. Here, veterinarians can monitor her progress closely and use new technologies to give us unprecedented insights into a big cat's pregnancy. Pioneering ultrasound techniques allow scientists a unique glimpse of life inside a lion's womb. These are the first ever 4D images inside a pregnant lion. They capture the early development of the embryos. A small head has formed, but no brain is visible yet. A dot shows the area where an eye starts to develop. Mysteriously, each embryo swings in a strange hammock-like structure with a unique design that scientists have not seen anywhere else in the animal kingdom.
Being in its mother's womb is full of miracles. The fetus's ears began to develop as early as the 22nd day of pregnancy and become fully functional in the 4th month. After that, the fetus can hear sounds in the mother's womb. For that reason, the sense of hearing forms before the other vital functions for a newborn baby. The order set out in the Quran is striking from that point of view. It is He who has created hearing, sight, and minds for you. What little thanks you show! God brought you out of your mother's wombs, knowing nothing at all, and gave you hearing, sight, and minds, so that perhaps you would show thanks. Yet, just like many other scientific facts, in a miraculous way, God draws our attention to these items of information in the verses of the Quran. The fact that such detailed and accurate information was given in the Quran at a time when people had scarce information on medical matters is clear evidence that it is the Word of God.
Professor Dr. G.C. Goringer, the famous embryologist teaching at Georgetown University in the US, said, "The Quran's description and illustrations of man creation steps is the most accurate description that we or anyone will ever find."
But what's the element that's involved in every living cell in all organisms? This needs a biologist. But if you say in the desert 1400 years ago and told someone that everything you see has got water in its composition, he wouldn't have believed you for sure.
وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ.
There was no proof of that fact until the microscope was invented. So, We had to wait till it was discovered that the protoplasm, which is the main substance in the cell, is about 80% water.
Close examination shows that the senses God refers to in the Quran are always mentioned in a particular order: hearing, sight, and understanding. That is exactly the same order in which a baby's senses develop. In short, one of the discoveries of modern science, the order of development of human organs, is clearly stated in the Quran.